not much time left for me. I'm actually stressing on that point only. Have less time. So I'll just. I mean, it's very awkward to have you as guests and then have a video release on my home tour. I mean, I was the most difficult part for me was how to set the context of this thing, clubbing these different things together. So I just wanted to say why actually even I'm not like a very regular content creator, as people call. I'm not like that. It's just like, creating or doing something and having something where I can upload whenever convenient. So, like that. So, uh, creating a home is actually very special for everyone. It's a home is a very special space for everyone, of course. But like everyone lives there very unfiltered and you feel very safe there. Everyday inspiration also we get from home itself. And I always felt that even a small bird or even a small spider demonstrates the role of a home by the way they build it and the way they live in it. And there I feel is art there, right? The spider builds the web, and the babui paki we say in Bengali, you will see that bird building nest in my video also. So they beautifully build the nests, and it feels so warm to find the striking resemblance between human emotions and that of birds and insects. So, but the past 2 years, life had been a little rough on me. Like I was kind of uh, head on with life on many aspects, but during the adversity of life, God also blessed me with the freedom to build a nest of my own, with my own hands and my own resources. And when I started on it by God's grace, it started taking the shape of art. And then I felt what actually an art is. Like, probably one of its many definitions could be anything done with care is art. So maybe at a point of time, we can also say science is also art when you do do with care. I never wanted my home to demonstrate how wealthy I am or what status in the society I hold. I just wanted my home to be my reflection, and that is why I decided I mean, why should I not document this entire journey and share it with the world for the sake of art and for the sake of itself only. And so here I'm presenting to you a visual symphony, you can say, of my home tour magic in 4 15-minute videos. I do not think I'll have that much time. Maybe one I'll play, and hoping that you'll love it all. But I'm trying to present by God's grace. And of course, there's a piece of my heart there. So nothing more than that. Just that's it. So yeah, uh, I think we have 10 people. Yes. So, sir, we'll have your book launch first, and then I'll share my screen. Just a moment. You can see my screen. Sir, you were speaking on mute, I think.
Yep, we can see.
Yes. Yeah, I was just telling that, your idea worked. A lot of people may not have got the link. Now they're joining.
Yeah. And thank you, whoever was actually admitting them into the room while I was speaking. It becomes difficult to coordinate and speak at the same time. So, thank you. So, I'll just, yes, sir has the book on in his hand, I think. Yes. Yes, so please go ahead. Sir, you are on mute again.
The first time I'm doing this, I don't know how to do it on Twitter Spaces. Thank you, Sonali. So I'll just show the cover page. Hopefully, you can get a copy on Amazon later. And if you come and meet me, I'll give you a free copy. Don't worry. So this book is my book number 22. It's called Chanakya's 100 Sutras. And I'm doing 100 launches. And in fact, surprisingly, I'm doing one launch in IIT Kharagpur also.
Wow.
So I just want to tell you about not about the book, because that's not the point today. This book is simplified version of Chanakya's wisdom. The best part is that you can open the book from any page and start reading. So it has got a chapter which you can read in 1 minute. Because today we don't have attention span, and as you say, the videos that get the maximum views and likes are 1 minute, right? So I made sure that this book actually is a 1 minute read for the most busiest person. So don't complain that I did not get time to read Chanakya. Just make sure you begin from any page. And thank you, Sonali, for making this happen. Over to you.
Thanks to you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. I mean, I was not even imagining that you will do this on my on whatever. Like, I do not even call my platform as my platform. Who am I? So yeah, thank you so much. And anyone, before I want to keep my video release at the last of it all. Anyone wants to say something or ask something to sir or Ashrish, please go ahead. Feel free to. I mean, raise the hand first, and then we will call anyone. I don't see anyone raising hand. Does that mean that no one has any questions or anything to say?
That definitely means everybody wants to see your video.
I don't know, sir. Nobody knows me. And of course, I don't know. Um, yep, but maybe we'll start. I want, sir, before leaving at least one part of it, you get a glimpse. It would be like
I
my.
want to watch the whole video. Don't worry. I'll see the video and go.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll play it then. Just please let me know if the audio of the my laptop is coming.
You can make it full screen if you can.
Yes, the audio is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, then let me pause. I'll mute myself, and if anyone has any disturbance anywhere, please message. I'll look at the message.
বাবুই পাখিরে ডাকি বলিছে চড়াই কুড়ে ঘরে থেকে করো শিল্পের পাড়াই আমি থাকি মহাসুখে অট্টালিকা পড়ে তুমি কত কষ্ট পাও রোদ বৃষ্টি ঝড়ে বাবুই হাসিয়া কহে সন্দেহ কি তাই কষ্ট পাই তবু থাকি নিজেরও বাসায় পাকা হোক তবু ভাই পরেরও বাসা নিজ হাতে গড়া মোর কাঁচা ঘর খাসা Home is special for everyone, and when God bestows you with the freedom to create it on your own, single handedly, starting from the finances to design and execution, each and everything, to create a home that speaks to you, that speaks for you, how can you not document the journey and share with the world? All by God's grace. Welcome to my home.
This particular wall is very special for me because as soon as you enter, this is the leftmost wall of the living room, and this particular wall has four different concepts. One, you can see that there is one big tree, and there are two birds sitting on the branch of a tree. One is just eating up a berry from that particular branch, and another one is just observing. So if you are aware of the Mandukya Upanishad, there is a story of two birds. So this is one depiction of that story of two birds. What is that story of two birds? There are two birds that exist in human existence. Suppose we are an individual, right? So in an individual life, if we look at that one individual existence, there is the existence of the two birds, two selves. One is the individual self and another is the universal self. Likewise, it is true for the entire universe. If the entire universe is one whole organism, then that one whole organism, that entire universe also has these two selves. One is the individual self and the other is the universal self. That is Jivatma and Paramatma. This is from the Mandukya Upanishad. And what is happening in this, what does this mean is basically the individual self is eating the berry, meaning this individual self is enjoying the all kinds of, uh, happiness and sorrow, misery, pleasure, everything. It is just enjoying all sorts of pain and happiness, everything. And the other one is just observing it, doing all of it. It is just detached and observing the entire process of enjoying, going through the pleasure and pain of the individual self. These are two inseparable birds. These are two inseparable cells that cannot be separated in an individual existence or in the universal existence perspective. So this clearly defines, it's such a beautiful concept. Like, it's not just a concept, I believe it's a truth. And it's so beautifully depicted in that particular story. And this one has been brought to life by Sandhya Pramanji. I got her as, I feel very blessed that I got her as an artist. All the concepts that I was telling, I prepared soft copy of all the walls using different tools, softwares, and looking at those pictures, she projected all of it in the wall, hand-drawn pictures. So this is drawn by her. Some part of it has been drawn by me as well. I have drawn two of the layers here, so I have just helped her in doing that. So you must have seen one of the images also where I am drawing these parts to expedite the process. But anyway, this particular wall has this particular tree which tells about the story of the two birds. Now this tree is the human body or the body of the entire universal existence. Likewise, I mean, we know about the chakras, right? So these are the seven chakras, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the seven chakras that resides in our spinal position. So I have clubbed that concept as well. The human body having the seven chakras, this in the individual human existence, these are the seven chakras. Since the tree depicts the body, human existence, likewise the chakras are placed here. So as you know, like if you have chakras placed on your wall or somewhere, and if you sit beside or in front of it, it actually tries, helps balance all your chakras. So this position, actually facing this wall, and if you sit here and meditate, this will actually give you really uh, good energy and good vibes for you to help, get the help of balancing all your chakras. So this is one part of the world that is based on this concept. Two concepts in here, right? One is the story of the two birds from Mandukya Upanishad and the chakras. Next, look at this figures. Are you able to guess what are these, or I would say who are they? This is body art, of course you know that. And there are, in this particular layer, there are 10 figures. When I say 10, you have a hint, right? So this is Das Avatar. As per our Hindu history, we have the 10 incarnations of Bhagavan Sri Narayan. So these are the 10 avatar of Sri Narayan. I tend to forget the names, that is why I just have a look and say, this is Matsya avatar, the very first one, the Matsya avatar. Then comes the Varaha avatar, right? Kurma avatar, sorry, this is Kurma avatar. That is the tortoise. Then we have Varaha avatar. This is Varaha avatar. Then we have the Narasimha avatar. After this, I remember. This is Narasimha avatar. This is Vaman avatar. This is Parshuram avatar. This is Sri Ram avatar. This is Sri Krishna avatar. Then comes Gautam Buddha avatar. And this is Kalki avatar, which is yet to come. So these are the 10 avatars. So as soon as you enter the room, enter the house, it will say happy. Look that the 10 avatars are residing here. So a lot of reverence to them. Next layer, this is another very interesting layer. I just these layers shape is more of an artistic presentation. The the art layer by layer, that is the presentation. You can say that is more of the ornamentation part of the piece of art. But here, this particular layer, there are this 33 figures you can see. These are the again body art. Now, my question to you, what these figures are? Can you guess? I have given you the hint that these are 33 in number. All these figures if you count, there are 33 in number. Any guesses? I'll take the help of, again, my documentation just because I tend to forget the names. But I just want you to guess. You will obviously be able to guess. I want to know if you could guess. Who are these 33 figures?
Could see nose and eyes.
Haha.
Some nose and eyes and ears I could see.
Okay. Any guesses, Ashish?
I wasn't really able to tell. But yeah,
Okay.
maybe like a closer, like if we could see it again.
Okay. Let me play it again.
I may leave after a minute. I'll see the video in detail later.
Okay, yeah. Alright. So these are, let me answer. I hope you know the answer, or you do not know. If you do not know, then it's you'll be very happy to know, I think. These are the 33 Koti Bhagwan as per Hindu ideology. We know that 33, we say that there are 33 crores of gods in in Hinduism according to Hindu ideology, but it is not 33 crores. When we say 33 koti, koti does not translate to crores in English. That translation, who did I don't know, no one knows probably, but koti is categories, 33 different kinds of gods and goddesses. So I am having 33 koti devta also here, Devi devta here in my body. So I feel so blessed and so happy. Who are they? Again, these worldly art of the 33 koti Bhagwan not available anywhere. So I have gone through each and every image of all the 33 Devi Devta and discussed with my artist Sanita Pramaniji, and we devised out this body pieces of art for each of the gods and goddesses. So these are the worldly version of all the gods and goddesses. Uh, I'll tell you the details maybe later on, picture by picture. It's not zoomed here, so properly zoom in each of the images. I'll share you the information about which data does what does which picture means which kind of god. So let me cover the part later on. So these wall basically covers is 1, 2, 3, 4 concepts. This is all about this particular one. Thank you. Yes, this is the first video, and there are another three videos, um, which I think I do not have time to play. Uh, Next 10 minutes are for questions and answers to Sir and Ashrish. Anyone wants to say or ask anything to Sir?
Lovely video, by the way, Sonali. Like very extensively, you covered the art process. I'm sure it's an inspiration to anyone thinking of getting a bit of art in their lives as well.
Thank you. Um, no one has any question? We don't have any other segments other than Q&A left. 10 minutes left. And sir, are you here or? Yes, sir is here. Okay. Ashish, I would like to ask you one question. So when did you start writing not poetry?
Um, I just did because I think the idea of writing poetry. I mean, I seemed like it seemed like I wasn't sure if what I was writing is like worth considering as poetry because it just I didn't have rhymes, I didn't have structure. It was really like free verse, and it was a little cliched if I just like wrote poetry. So it was like a tongue-in-cheek way of just saying like not a poem because I didn't want the weight of it being called a poetry on it. Yeah,
Thank you.
simple answer, like I don't know. I didn't put much thought. Just like,
But do you have the memory of the first one that you had written?
oh yeah, I wrote like more like stories in a poetic style. Stories which had like almost like a thriller aspect to them. After reading the poetries in like class 6 and 7 books, so it involved like characters and stuff like that. So growing up, I those kind of poetries I wrote. Well, with time, I think they became less and less about plot lines, and they became more about like playing words, because like the concepts I was trying to explain were a little more abstract. So I think I was like, as growing up, I was very proud to call I'm writing poems. My goal was to like compile a lot of poems, wasn't consistent enough. And now it's just like Facebook posts, which, be the outlets. Mm.
Okay. So, I mean, it's like probably prose poetry structure.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just like is at that point, whatever I feel like it comes. Sometimes there's like a music I attach with it, and then I write it. And these are, as I told you, I write them always under a minute. So I don't think I'm even thinking what the structure is or what it is. It just like happens. And maybe, but looking back, yeah, prose poetry, I could call that. I think very close it is to like what Ruby Kaur writes, the way she like just breaks a sentence in the middle of like 2 3 words, and so it's almost like a deconstructed poem. I could say that.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of poets who actually write poems without rhyme, and probably poems bring in together a lot of emotions in very precise form. It's like a snapshot of a moment, kind of, I feel.
Mm.
Sometimes facts and truths also come as images. When you were telling that some Atma makes you feel like, you know, you are becoming a medium of someone else to write that. So it's probably with a lot of poets. I don't consider myself poet also. It should not be like, especially talking in front of you. But it's always like that only. Something comes as a glance, and that takes the shape of one. So these are very precise and concise forms. That's the beauty of poetry, I think, and that sets it apart from stories and music also. Music comes with the tune, more
Yeah.
of the tone, but this is more with the words only. Play with the words. So I know that you love Tagore. Maybe I can have one question around Tagore.
Mhm.
So what about Tagore you love the most? Like his poetic style or the music or the combination of both?
Good question. It is like I consider these questions to be like, oh, in the same complexity as like define rain. Like as a kid, people used to ask like define rain, and you couldn't, like, you know it in your head, you know what it is. But whenever it comes to like writing it, come up with a definition, it's just like there's no way. You have to use these words like precipitation, clouds, and but none of that captures. I think my connection with him is, first it happened by the music, obviously, because I didn't understand the language. The words didn't mean anything to me. It was uh, the way the sounds were used, the specific sounds that were used. And I think like Bangla has a kind of beauty which comes from its inherent patterns. Like aw, the sound aw is not present in many languages. It's either or a. So the magic of those sounds, sure or low, combined with the way I think this person was able to weave things. I think he's able to sense and feel things which most humans do but are not able to articulate. the combination is just like pure magic. I think I could understand bits of pieces of like Amaro Purano Jaha Chahe. When I heard of that, it was like I couldn't describe what it was, but it felt like a ibadat, like a Sufi thing. Whatever my heart wants is you. A kind of surrenderment. It had like a very Persian Urdu flavor to it, but it was using Sanskrit words, right? And then there was like this almost like a sad but like a cheerful thing which came from Bengali. And he was able to paint almost with sounds and concepts, and it's just as beautiful whatever he makes. It's a combination of things that he does. He's a sonic painter, I would say. That is how I would describe him. Sometimes even if you don't know what he is sketching, it's just the composition looks so beautiful. You're like you're just captivated by it. Yeah. You're on mute, Sonali, I think.
Yes, sorry about that. I said very beautifully said. I don't know if you have heard about this or not. Somebody had asked Tagore once that why did you give the tune of this song in this particular way and not in that way? Have you
Mhm.
heard about this conversation?
No, I have not. I would love to know about it.
Okay, so someone asked this question and thought probably he asked a very million-dollar question, and the answer that Tagore gave that it's just like a tree having its branches grow in a certain direction. Even the branches do not know why they are growing in that direction. It's probably because of the sun at that moment. And that is a momentary thing that leads the branch in that particular direction. And that is how his tunes follow the, it's wherever the words of that song leads the tunes to, his songs goes that direction. So it was such a beautiful answer. I just cannot forget uh, those things, and
Yeah.
so real, so relatable. And yeah, we are 3 minutes to 10 o'clock. I'd request everyone, and Ashish to you also, and if Sir is here, I don't know, he is on mute. Um, three of the other parts of the video, I mean, in three different video links are uploaded already. So in your free time, if you can please check, it would be like, and some feedback, of course. I would love to have.
For sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And maybe we can close. Anyone for the last time? I'm asking. Anyone wants to ask, say, Shagun, Ryu is someone, I'm not sure. Anna. Yes, Ryu, please go ahead.
I just like to ask one thing from Ashrish, if I'm pronouncing that name
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
I have admired you a lot since some time. I really like your videos, especially how you connect language with culture and gender and politics, all of those aspects. So I wasn't aware you were so much into poetry and all of that. I actually came to know today. So I know you love languages and everything related to it. So that love towards language, did it develop from your love towards poetry or something like that?
Really interesting. I think it was the other way around. I was just curious about languages, and to study languages, you have to study what was written with those languages. And so I was purely like a detective, going into a room, trying to examine documents to find out who the killer was. Very unemotional approach. But whatever I found in that room was just so beautiful. It's almost like I was looking for evidence, and I found across just like so much of beauty in our culture that I would have never approached it directly because I didn't have any reason to. Uh, but when I stumbled upon these things, I found like, wow, there's one analysis of like languages and all of that. But languages never work in isolation, right? You can't study language in isolation. They have their roots all across culture, music, society, stories. And that is the interesting part. When you see them in parallel, you will have you are required to have an approach of both a scientist who's connecting dots, but also like an art appreciator through it. And so that part came little reluctantly, because I think like growing up we were taught to look down upon, arts and like all of that stuff. But uh, so I never like took pride in all of those things. And also the aspect of gender, like as a guy you're not, it's kind of girly to be interested in like poems and stuff like that. You're expected to like play football. And I think there's those factors also. But after you reach a point where you kind of see like, like all the things that I thought would make sense don't make sense, then you take the path where life leads you. And I guess that is how I got introduced to poetry and art and stuff. Thank you for that question, Rio. It's a beautiful question.
Can I add something else as well?
Yeah, yeah, please do.
Uh, okay, I love languages and things like that, and that's how I got introduced to your channel.
Mm,
So, in the beginning, I used to love connecting like this is Indo-European family, that is Semitic family, and what are the languages. And I was more interested in the languages which were like the other branches, like the Iranian branch, or maybe say the you know which is not like ours, not our Indo. I would say Sanskrit. This branch. So I really want to thank you for. I am a Bengali. You somehow made me fall in love with my own language. The various dialects and everything in my own language. Like I was searching for various aspects or uh, those things in other languages, and I didn't realize how rich my own language was, and like there's so much to learn about my own language. So thank you for that.
no, thank you for being such a esteemed viewer. And I think I'll just add to that note, despite all your greatness as the Bengali culture, I think one flaw that you have from an outsider is you're too self-deprecatory. Like you don't take pride in your own culture, you don't indulge in your beauty of your culture. Being there, you always find, you are always critical, like the French. There's always a comparison between the French culture and the Bengali culture, which I think as an outsider it was easier for me to do. I think if I was born a Bengali, I would probably be like in a debate club and tell why Bengal is ruining and something like that. But as an outsider, I didn't have the boch of having that. So I think it's an incredibly beautiful culture. I could go on and on about it. But yeah, I'm super glad that you got to have that connection, through someone not from that culture. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ryu, for the question, and thank you for that answer also, Ashrish. And that day I was thinking that Ashrish has become someone who is actually trying to take the Bengali culture outside of Bengal. I mean, I felt for a very long time there was a gap between how Bengalis and how the rest of the country sees Bengal as. It's just the names of the huge legends and nothing more about them. It had come down to so much of so little of the knowledge. And yes, as very rightly said by you, that we do realize that how rich is the language. I do feel I come from a English medium school. As a result, I my English is tailored well. I can grammatically say it correctly most of the time. But my Bengali is like the spoken Bengali. I can speak at my home with my friends correctly, but I cannot write it well, like as contribution to literature. And that is such a pain. Sometimes it makes me like I am very honest to how in whatever language the poem comes. I had a very kind of um, guilt feeling also at times that why am I writing in English? Why not in Bengali? Uh, in my initial days, Bengali used to come. I used to write in Bengali, but I knew that my Bengali is not grammatically so. I'll make even spelling mistakes in those poems. I'd go and check with my mom if it is correct or not, like when I was in school and all. So now even I feel that not just Ashish is whatever he is doing to give you the essence of the language, but still there is a lot of work. Like if I want to do contribute to the language, then I'll have to learn the language in a way that I can execute the language in writing. That is not happening. I don't know how to, even probably this is not the age. You learn when you are very small, faster than what we have, the skill to learn now. So all this makes me feel, very painful, but also make me feel very good that at least I had the opportunity to um see some creators like Ashrish and also some leaders like Sir. Sir had connected and accepted my request all the time when I was even, just 300 followers. Now also I'm not huge, still he always responds. So lots of thanks to people like you.
And thank you, Sonali, for conducting this, organizing this, like, and all the people who joined. I think it's so cool to have something like this, and yeah, well organized. And I'll catch up on the rest of the three videos. Right.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone for joining. We'll be closing now. Thank
See
you.
you. Good night,
Thanks.
everyone.
Good night.
Happy
Anna
Sunday.
dropping off. Sorry, Ashish.
No, no, I was just wishing happy Sunday to everyone.
Okay, happy Sunday. Shagun and Drew leaving the meeting.